Good evening and welcome to this edition of Tok Piksa. While the country celebrated 39 years of independence, two newly formed provinces celebrated their first birthdays. These were the Hela and Jiwaka provinces. The Hela province in particular is host to the PNG LNG project. It marked the occasion by launching a number of impact projects, among them an agricultural industrial center in the district of Koroba. This, they hope, will aspire to turn Hela into an agricultural hub. And with most of the LNG already set aside for international markets, Governor Anderson Agiru is turning to a more sustainable source for much-needed electricity generation. The mother of all rivers in Hela, Waratagali, will be used to create hydropower. Our reporter Meredith Kusa and cameraman Kons Kara were in the Hela province to capture the moment.
The Hela province, home to PNG's first liquefied natural gas project. With a population of over 365,000, this province of oil and gas sadly does not show those perceived riches. With the construction phase come and gone, Hela's Governor Anderson Agiru feels the government of the day failed on its part to negotiate a better deal for the people of Hela.
In my opinion, they've spent some money, but the government did not provide good leadership to tell them what to invest in. Therefore, whatever they may have invested, I don't see it on the ground. I think under the gas agreement, which the national government signed on the 22nd of May 2008, those important critical infrastructure projects could have been keyed into that agreement. Because we didn't, including, I insisted on domestic market obligation. We didn't. I insisted on having an LNG tanker for the country. We didn't. So, like everything else, we learn by mistake. I hope the third or fourth train comes, we will not make the same mistake. I think the national government needs to sit with the developer and make them honest in some of the commitments they made. We provincial governments do not have a direct say except to work with our national government. So.
The leader now has his sights set on something more sustainable, the agriculture sector. He tells us this while standing here at 7,000 feet overlooking the Hulia Valley from the famous Ambua Lodge.
But what will provide put money in the pockets of our people is agriculture. So Hela will focus on agriculture, and I believe other Papua New Guineans will also follow some of the announcements. 2 agro-industrial centers will be added. The Koroba one is in production. One will be built just in this valley here, Hulia Valley. That's where all the hatchery, day-old chickens will be, hatcheries will be built, where piglets will be bred for piggeries. This is where stock feed will be smallholder stock feed grown by villages, individual families, but brought and assembled here to be made into stock feeds and so on. So we'll have also open agriculture fields as well as coffee plots, but ours will be focused on smallholder.
In these harsh conditions of terrain and people alike, there is a glimmer of hope. The little development which has taken place is from the government-allocated district service improvement and provincial funds. With building infrastructure being one of the top priorities for the Hela provincial government, a very economical partnership was struck with Lae-based steel manufacturing company Atlas Steel.
Hela is in the tail end of the supply chain. Cost of doing business in Lae has a certain cost. Then you come to places like Goroka, Kaidantu, Goroka, Kundiawa, Hagen. So everybody at his bid, Mendi. Once it comes to Hela, it's more expensive to do business here. So Hela's, at every cost, if they believe in building a good house, they would still build. Hela's believe, when they believe in a good classroom, at whatever the cost is, they still believe. So we have invited Kenmore Industries group of companies. They've just completed at my invitation. They've come in. We've provided land. They've built a factory there. They're now mobilizing money and machinery.
Furthermore, a local construction company was engaged to build the structure.
Still yet is supply material na mi play building. So me to me get people have much lot workman blow me the building house. Because without a crane, without excavator, without the machine, we play just using manual one labor on hand all hand solely migim na this la big house come up.
A number of very neat-looking police houses have already been built using the steel frames. It's Tuesday, September 16. While driving up the Ambua Lodgeway, we bump into the Kemele Wigmen, champions of this year's Digicel Cup. Showing off their trophy, they are in time for their hero's welcome to be staged in the heart of Tari. There is a massive turnout at the main grandstand, a dominant Tari crowd. We've been told Taris are volatile, so the mood could change at any time. The famous Huli Wigmen set the scene to welcome dignitaries. Major sponsor of the sporting heroes, Kemele Isaac, was also present.
Next year, Mila Gibler over Boom 6 plus 7 plus club plus start. Boom good, by we starting game Hama Bastem. Tara district are putting 50,000 on this rank something.
The leaders relayed their development plans for the province.
Tara Bori, you stop here, you hungry all the money, come kiss him seed. Come kiss him seed coffee. Come kiss him seed cabbage. Come kiss him seed one and min now give him cash. No get beyond me round to. You like him all something to work? Seed blow cabbage, seed blow coffee, seed blow citrus. Me current stuff. Come kiss him. Me give him, me go plan him.
As well as that, a hefty check was presented to Curtin Brothers to continue with upgrade of roadworks. Maria Primary in the Koroba district, where the Maria to Homboru Road was launched, most of the speeches were done in the Huli language, which is the major language for the Hela people. There are 4 minor ones. Moving further along, we drive to Koroba Station. Here the people promise us that they will not react violently, like how some of the Taris did the previous day. The Huli Wigmen call is even more louder here. Just by observing first-timers like ourselves, can see positive development has taken place here. There are a number of well-built structures, from public service housing to a district treasury building.
Papunungani government am taking 39 years to building one road. Hela within 10 years at least by come up. Extra 4 ply access road me blown by credit extra 3 ply access. Number 1 and government building block for 30 years finish. 10 years me like him this la number 2 access road block robo must start. Support lo me block whole of Hela government is stop. No this block road me block walking block Tarikam Abyaho Munima Karida governor na mitla walking come close to now. So this road by me like him gossip, put him bridge law. To blow wara stop lab na make him come up not blow night. Highway blame me or some Benny Pudari talk long enough. Am I right? Yep. History and we go finish. Let's talk about building the future and move forward now. People of Maria, Kumburu, Kuti. Last time we come talk finish. One time member of the Aluna talk, we must see that road. Road now and more some road long.
It's here that we venture into a vegetable wonderland. Agriculture is set to be the focus of Governor Agiru's government for the next 10 years, and the Koroba Agricultural Industrial Center is set to be the hub of agriculture production for the Hela region. The project was initiated by Governor Anderson Aguirre, contracting the services of an Israeli company to implement the program.
The industrial centers will receive all the produce produced by the smallholders, and the industrial centers will pack them up and then take them to supermarket shelves around the country, as well as, if everything goes well, if there's consistent supply and the quality and the quantity, then we will look at an export industry from here.
Well, market is at our doorsteps already. The LNG project needs about four tons a day, or four, 5 tons a day. And the drilling activities are going on. Mount Gara is coming soon. And lots of activities are happening here. Construction goes on. We've got to bring engineers in, construction companies in. And still, demand is so high locally. And so first preference will be given to local market.
The use of greenhouse technology ensures maximum yield from tomatoes, cucumber, zucchini, capsicum, lettuce, all types of food that can be grown in this type of climate. Also on site, egg production. Layers are kept here, producing up to 4,000 eggs daily. The farm is a major supplier to the LNG project. To encourage local consumption, egg imports have been banned.
I welcome all of this from New Zealand. Yeah. All this day-old chicken, Delu and I were at the airport to receive them.
Having access to sufficient electricity is a major concern for Hela leaders. Even though Hyde's gas has been around since the 1990s, it unfortunately does not provide power to Hela. Governor Aguirre has determined that his province will make use of a more sustainable source, and that is the river Tagali.
Draw at the Hawaii Falls, the Tagali River system, mother of all Hela's rivers. Our detailed design and detailed survey has been completed. It cost us 9 million kina. Our partners, LR Group and Hydro Tasmania, have come up with the design and the costings. We can generate 320 megawatts of power, but we want to do it in stages. First 160 megawatts, and then where the demand it be in modular form. So when demands rise, we will continue to add turbines. But initially, in the first stage, we will do 160 megawatts. We've got some off-taker agreements already. Positive discussions have been held. Porgera needs to extend its mine life. They need cheap source of energy, and they are one of the groups we are already holding talks with, and of course PNG Power.
Hela is a tough province, and persistence pays. This is exactly what it's like for local businessman Alex Matiabe. A grade 6 dropout, life has, however, allowed him to succeed regardless. From working underground in mines like Porgera and Tolokuma to owning his own building company, and most recently building his very own lodge. It's called the Nenege.
Oh, Nenege minimal. Nenege get big plan, a good mini lottery, Tok Piksa lottery. So Nenege minimal suppose one blamano, two blamano, one blam group. Only just sit down na laugh na how much na story stuff na we are doing go panim kadim diway or wagim garden or well just relax na story na stuff here. And me plus also I look him. Sit down and go na happy new year. I'm thinking ma. Okay. Or just how much na story na laugh na igorsim.
Papua New Guinea has seen its fair share of resource projects over the decades, but time and time again, very little impact has been felt on the ground. The challenge now for the newest province is to come up with a smart way of ensuring its people capture some of the LNG revenue and turn it into tangible development.
The provincial government will be announcing to the Hela people that will create. I intend to create the biggest private equity fund in Papua New Guinea and in the region. That at least 50% of all those revenues that flow to the provincial government will save for the future generations. So that there are many examples, like the Norwegian fund in Norway, like the Albertanian Fund in Canada, and many other funds that, private equity funds. So we learn from the mistakes and of the past and plan for the rainy day.
You're watching Tok Piksa. September is a special month for the people of Rabaul District. It's a month where a line of celebrations are hosted to mark significant dates in its provincial calendar. This year, Rabaul District Administration, through its Events Committee, celebrated the 20th anniversary of the 1994 twin volcanic eruptions, the 100 years to commemorate the sinking of the first Australian submarine, and PNG's 39th independence anniversary. But in this segment, we will focus on the initiation of the Commander of the Australian Royal Navy, Peter Scott. It was an initiation into the Tumbuan culture of East New Britain. Our reporter, Tekla Gunga, was part of the celebration.
The Tumbuan Society is a sacred society in the Tolai community. For years, much of its rituals, like the Kinawai, were always performed far out at sea or in an area away from women and girls. Media is often restricted from filming this dance because of the beliefs that these dances bring with them spirits of their ancestors. But I was fortunate. On the morning of this Kinawai, I was given special permission by elders of the Seaside Mero clan to film. This permission was symbolized by a spread of lime on my right eye. This act would prevent any blindness, sickness, or pregnancy that is believed to be caused by the ancestral spirits. Kinawai is an East New Britain traditional dance that involves Tumbuans from different clans who paddle in dugout canoes into a ceremonial area from different directions. Depending on how many clans take part in the Kinawai, there are no restrictions for the number of Tumbuans. For this particular event, the Kinawai was performed to initiate the Commander of the Australian Royal Navy, Peter Scott. His initiation was a symbolic way of welcoming the Australians into the Tolai community. It was an appreciation for the contributions Australians had given to Rabaul town. The initiation proceeded with the Tutupar, where traditional ceremonies were presented to the 6 Tumbuans by their elders. The Aussie commander and his Navy crew were in Rabaul to commemorate the 100 years anniversary of the sinking of the first Australian submarine, HMAS AE-1, that disappeared between the Duke of York Island and Rabaul town.
So tremendous privilege for me as an Australian naval officer to be welcomed here today to the society and to become a member of the Tolai people. We come here, we do not come with guns to shoot, we come as friends, and I look forward to the next time that I can return to Rabaul and to rejoin with my friends of the Tumbuan Society.
Though he was not fully initiated into the Tumbuan culture, the commander now has a Tolai identity and will be known as Topita.
Rabaul District Events and the Historical Society organized this to initiate the commander of the Navy into the Tumbuan, which is a sacred in the Tolai society.
Despite the Western influence, elders of the Tumbuan society believe that the secrecy of their rituals will be protected and passed on to the next generation. The next morning was 14th September. The day marks 100 years since the Australian submarine disappeared with 35 men from the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand during World War I. The submarine left the Simpsons Harbour on 14 September 1914 with directions to patrol the Gazal Cape, but it never returned.
Go to Namatanai and go to Lear and Labom Islands. All boats are loose lang up, only na sa Painim. Emi exactly na one kind of submarine that emi lose. Kami bin lose, emi lose all that, only na bin Painim.
A small but significant ceremony was held at the War Monument to commemorate this mystery. It began with a march led by Australian Royal Navy from Rabaul Market, past the once famous Mango Avenue, and into the monument with members of the PNG disciplinary forces marching behind. The service is one of the many historical events that will always be celebrated in Rabaul. But for this particular service, it will next be celebrated in 2014.
And that's all we have on Tok Piksa tonight. You can catch a replay of tonight's show on Wednesday evening. Until next Sunday on Tok Piksa, good night.